this will not be nearly as good as what you saw earlier, so just manage your expectations.
Real quick, she was on fire earlier, right? Was that panel not awesome? Thank you, thank you. So please forgive me for the language, but fuck, I gotta compete with them, okay? So I don't have to follow them, but real quick, thanks to Brand Innovators for putting this event together. We're having a blast, great turnout. For those of us that had a little bit of social anxiety coming to an in-person event, cleared it up real quick, right, yesterday. I think we were pretty done with that. So I'm Peter Jones. I'm with Premion. We're just a CTV, streaming TV ad insertion platform. I had a great time talking to Sarah about her experience with MGM, all the way from Rhode Island to Las Vegas. She has an incredible story. So real quick, why don't we just learn a little bit about your background before we kind of jump into it?
So, 1983, I was born. I'm Senior Vice President of MGM Resorts Marketing. Thank you all for sharing your time with me today and choosing to be here. I've been with MGM for 14 years in total, on and off. I took a little break and then dabbled in some other hospitality, but came back. And it's just, for those that don't know MGM, we operate 29 resort casinos all over the U.S. and in China, and we were just last year awarded the opportunity to open a resort in Japan. And so we are growing, and it's a really incredible, it's an incredible company to be a part of. Clearly, I've been there 14 years. And it's just exciting to be, for us that live in the live experiences space, it's just really exciting to see what's happening right now.
And how about the style with the sneakers? I gotta take some notes. Awesome. All right, so how we're gonna start this off is we're gonna do a little bit of rapid fire. Okay, so I'm gonna ask her a bunch of questions just so we can kind of get to know her a little better. So I think it'll be fun before we kind of dive into the content. All right, so Sarah, what are you most excited about this year?
I'm excited for a normalized 12-month P&L.
No, you can do better than that. You can do better than that.
I'm really excited for what's happening with the entertainment industry, what's happening really, really fast, the digitization of the entertainment industry. I'm really excited to see what my team, the incredible people that I am fortunate enough to lead, does with all of that over the next 12 months.
Awesome.
Actually, no, we're at 9 months now. We're quarter of the way through the year, folks.
Awesome. All right. What are you binge watching now?
I just wrapped up Ozark, first half.
Who likes Ozarks?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Just wrapped it up.
What's next?
Don't judge me, but I think I'm going to watch The Gilded Age.
The what?
The Gilded Age?
Yes.
Downton fan?
Downton,
Yeah.
One person.
One person.
Okay, we got a couple.
We'll all
Okay.
judge together.
I will throw myself under the bus. I have a beautiful wife and daughters. It's 90 Day Fiancé. Any 90 Day Fiancé in here? Okay.
Any Love is Blind?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, all right, there we go.
Trash. Beautiful trash.
Beautiful trash, absolutely. What's your favorite drink?
I'm a bourbon drinker.
Oh, she knows her bourbon.
I do know my bourbon
Old-fashioned?
very well. Old-fashioned or neat. Depends on how that day went.
What kind of bourbon?
My favorite kind of regular drinking bourbon is Jefferson Ocean.
Bartender, do we have Jefferson Ocean over there? And what kind of bourbon do we
I won't
have?
say no.
What's a good bourbon? You want an old fashioned or do you want neat?
I'll take a neat.
Can we do two
doing
neats?
this?
Yeah. I don't know why anyone else up here has not taken advantage of that. So two
We're
neats.
pioneers.
Absolutely, two neats. All right, next one, Facebook or Instagram?
Instagram.
Instagram, TikTok?
Only for work.
Only for work. All right. And besides the Brand Innovators event, what else have you looked forward to being in Austin?
South by. So was able to attend some of the incredible sessions. If you didn't attend the keynote with Alexis McGill-Johnson and Busy Phillips, rewatch it. Like that.
Good event. Good event. Anyone else see it? Couple people.
Important stuff happening
Awesome.
here.
Oh, how about that with some service? So cheers. It is after 1 o'clock, so if anyone else wants to cheers.
Someone tip him.
We'll do it after our session. Okay. All right, so now we'll get into it. So you have a great hospitality brand, one of the world's most well known. So what's the focus? What's your mission for MGM before we kind of dive into the last couple of years?
So at MGM Resorts, we believe our kind of foundation is that entertainment is a fundamental human need. So we truly believe entertainment is as critical to your life as food, water, shelter, clothing. And so everything we do is kind of boldly declaring that you need entertainment in your life. And entertainment comes in many different forms. Entertainment may be, a live show, maybe gaming, and maybe an incredible meal. That's my form of entertainment. And many of other things, but at the end of the day, we offer the breadth and scale of all of those experiences that enrich your life.
And I think a lot of us here, obviously, we're in Austin, we're at a great event. I mean, we can all agree that entertainment obviously is a necessity, correct? Just give me some head nods, give me some high fives, some stuff. Thank you. Okay, so now the travel and tourism industry, the entertainment industry, the last 2 years, I mean, I feel like there's a lot of pent-up demand. Now, sidebar, I do live in Florida, so we've been open for about a year and a half. But the rest of the country, I feel like they've been through a lot the last 2.5 years, 2 years. So like, how do you see the markets open up, like regionally with all your different properties? So what's kind of been like your coming out with your open messaging?
So we were decimated, as you can imagine. So every single one of our resorts closed its doors literally overnight, and some of our resorts don't have locks. Literally, like we had to figure out how to lock the doors. Because we're a 24/7 business, our resorts were built to never close. But what I will say is, once we reopened June 2nd, 2020, we all remember the day, I think what was incredibly validating for all of us was that positioning, was that entertainment is a fundamental human need. And so we didn't need to lure our customers back, our core customers. They came back in droves. We had, if you've listened to any of our earnings call, which I'm sure you all have, we had record quarters last year. Our business is absolutely booming because, again, back to that, like the role that live experiences plays in your life.
Absolutely. So, who in the room has been to Vegas or an MGM property in the last? Oh, wow.
I hope so. To my team in the back.
Yeah, yes, the MGM team definitely. But last 3 months, show of hands. Last 6 months. Awesome. We had I was actually at a conference in the Mirage, MGM property in October, and no one there was concerned about any pandemic. I can tell you that much for sure. So it is.
Okay, but let's put in a little bit of context because you're from Florida. One of the things
we are in Texas, just so you know.
One of the things I think we're most proud of, though, is we took protocols, we took health and safety, we took the health and safety of our customers so incredibly serious. And to this day, many of those practices that we put in place when we reopened in June 2020, like granted, much of the plexiglass is down, it's not all down. Much of the social distancing on the floors and in our public spaces is, might have tightened a little bit, but didn't tighten fully. Even though our customers came back, we opened our doors, and for all intents and purposes, it looks like Vegas is open. The health and safety of our customers is still now a foundation for many of our customers, right? So maybe this is something we took for granted previously. It is still many of those practices will live on for the foreseeable future.
Great to hear. Great to hear. So what are some of the initiatives, whether it's marketing or branding, you're focusing on now, coming out of the pandemic? We're open, travel's open. We have, obviously several hundred people here that are at this event. So what are you guys focused on now?
A couple of things. So I'll start kind of big picture. I think as many companies did during the pandemic is when our doors were closed, we literally had an opportunity to take a step back and say, how are we doing our business? How are we reaching out to our customers? How are we targeting our customers? So we completely overhauled how we look at customer centricity in the company, or lack thereof, quite honestly. And so now we're very much on this journey of customer centricity. And I know it's underneath all day over the last couple of days. But,
we haven't heard any buzzwords here in the last 2 days.
But For us, it's completely reshaping how we do our business. And so from everything to how we target guests, how we tag them, how we follow them, how we service them once they get on property, we've been a bit antiquated. And I think we've taken for granted the fact that, like, the experiences we get, people want to experience them. They come to them, like, and it's kind of this if we build it, they will come mentality, and no longer when everything kind of goes awry during the pandemic. So customer centricity is a major focus area for us. Shameless plug, with that comes our new rewards program, which is launched February 2nd. So if you haven't signed up, please do. But as a part of that, really deep diving into how we look at customer value and the value that we're providing through our loyalty program, which alienated a lot of customers. It was really built for our core gaming customer, but all of that has changed. It's very inclusive of the non-gamer now. So we're really excited about what that will do for our new customers.
And plug it one more time, because actually rebranded. It was In Life, but now...
Correct. Now it is MGM Rewards.
So
makes sense, right?
Everyone sign up for MGM Rewards, right? Okay, so you kind of were talking about some of the trends. So what do you see impacting the business? Obviously, with sports betting being legalized in, forgive me, 13, 14 states, or
I think we're higher than that now.
Or more than that now. So what are some of the other trends that are impacting the business?
Sure. Well, obviously, sports betting, it's a huge part of the MGM business model with our JV with BetMGM, also another app you can all download in your free time. Also, so again, just customer centricity, how we're creating more value for our customers through our loyalty program, but then also social impact and sustainability is a huge focus for us this year in terms of how we engage customers around it. So MGM Resorts, foundationally, you know, if you think about a lot of the markets in which we operate, we're the largest employer. We're the largest employer in Nevada. We're the largest taxpayer in Nevada. So we have this real obligation to ensure the communities in which we operate are better than when we leave them. Which we're not leaving them. But so how we drive the community and how we make it more prosperous and what we're doing from an environmental sustainability standpoint, it's a core pillar of who we are at MGM Resorts. And we've done it for many years. We're a leader in a lot of the spaces, specifically around environmental sustainability, whether it's, you know, our numerous LEED certifications across many of our resorts, or last year we actually flipped the switch on 100 megawatt mega solar array. It's the largest solar array, directly sourced solar array. I have to say that here, directly sourced solar array in the hospitality industry. All that to say, it's something we've done, and years ago we just did it because it was the right thing to do, and we wanted to be a more sustainable company. Fast forward though, now how do we engage our customers in it? It's a different world. We know that, you know, purpose drives buying behavior. So we're on kind of this journey this year to engage our customers around it appropriately. We've actually partnered with an organization called Sustainable Brands. I don't know if anybody has worked with them, but they're an incredible network of systems and tools to help you know, unlock that value as part for your brand based on what you're doing to make your company and communities more sustainable.
No, incredible effort. So, as you're making those shifts, you're adopting, and then you're obviously going after, you know, the customers that are shifting to digitization. Like, what are your key marketing channels in order to grab those different audiences?
I mean, all channels are key marketing channels for us. It just depends on where you are in your MGM journey. But one of the things, because we haven't been very customer-centric historically, we've been hyper-focused on conversion. And so for us, it was all about, like, pumping a ton of effort and dollars into the bottom of the funnel. Surprised that doesn't work for a long time. So now it's really, how are we approaching that full funnel approach, and how are we getting much more sophisticated with our audience building and our targeting, and again, you know, creating deep, real, trusted love.
And so a lot of brands are having, you know, attribution has probably been one of the biggest things that we, you know, heard about in the last, I'd say, you know, couple of years. So what are the challenges, or what are the opportunities that you see when you're measuring your different marketing efforts, your different marketing channels?
Our biggest challenge is just tech. Quite honestly, we're kind of rebuilding our not rebuilding our tech stack, but like better optimizing our tech stack, and rebuilding how we look at analytics in our company and kind of how the measurement framework for how we measure these key channels. We're not there yet, but in order to kind of drive that key value for how we use media and how we target appropriately, we're kind of rebuilding everything. It's a bit, if you haven't caught the gist, it's a bit of a transformation year for us at MGM Resorts, and so really excited about what's to come this year for us.
Awesome. So who here has attribution challenges with their business or with their brand? I should see every damn hand go up. Okay.
Who knows what attribution challenges means?
How are you measuring all your marketing efforts? I'll give you a quick insight. So everyone who has an iPhone in here, okay, a lot of us. All right, everyone remembers what happened last year with the iOS 14 or 14.5 update. All right, how many people in this room, just by a show of hands, how many people in this room, by a show of hands, is hitting allow when it's asking you when you allow the app to track you across other apps? 2 people, 3 people.
One of them's on my team.
And one's on our team. And we're marketers. And we're marketers, and we're not even hitting allow. So, do you think consumers are hitting allow? So now as consumers, we are so much more aware of our own data and the privacy behind that we're not volunteering that information. So attribution is going to continue to be a struggle with all of our brands, all of our marketers. This might be a little bit of a shocker. I'm kind of double clicking on this, but if you have any type of location attribution, or if you're trying to measure device IDs for every single tablet or phone that you have, you're looking at about a 10 to 20% match rate of capturing that device ID. So this is an industry-wide issue that we're trying. I don't know how we're going to solve for it because consumers are not going to opt in anymore. So it's going to be definitely more of a directional type of KPI. So it's going to impact the industry. Sorry, I'm going on. Go ahead.
No, it's great. I'm going to add to it. I think it's easy when you talk about attribution modeling, it's easy to go to the tech, right? I went to the tech. We need to fix the tech. But I think it's also about how are you approaching content development and branded content specifically. As I said, we maybe in our history at MGM took some things for granted. For those of you that have been to Bellagio, like you can recall, or those that haven't, you can imagine what it feels like to stand in the lobby of Bellagio. We're very lucky. That emotion is not hard for us to create some incredible content around, whether it's with a creator, with a publisher, or just organically ourselves. And so, again, I think we took that for granted. So simultaneously, we're deeply taking a step back and looking at how we develop content that is portraying that emotion, because regardless if we fix the tech, the only way you're going to get around the first-party data issues is by creating that relationship. And someone said in a panel yesterday, the love follows the trust, the buying behavior follows the trust of your brand, and so you got to look at it also on how you're creating branded content.
Absolutely. So we have about 4 minutes left. So real quick, being in the streaming space, what kind of, how does streaming TV kind of fit to your marketing strategy?
I think over 1.1 billion subscriptions to streaming channels last year in 2021. So I think streaming has to be a part of all of our marketing strategies. Our customers are on streaming. They're watching streaming. And one of the things we say often at MGM is our competitive set is not Wynn, it's not Caesars, it's not the other resort companies that you would instinctually think of. It's whoever is potentially taking your discretionary time or dollars. So on a Friday night, I'm not competing. I'm not thinking are you going to come to my resort? Or are you going to go to Wynn? No, I'm thinking you're going to stay home and binge watch in order to take out, or you're going to watch Netflix. How do I get you out of your house? And so for us, streaming is just, it's a great tool for us, that mass reach, that mass awareness, but really driving home, again, through the content, the emotion of why your free time should be with us.
Okay, so real quick, so we can get maybe a question or two in. Your key priorities for 2022 is a talent, retention, development programs. Touch on that real quick, and then we'll dive into questions.
It's hands down my team. It's, I think actually from State Farm, you said this morning, yeah? I appreciate that you dressed it in your brand colors too. I noticed that. This morning, like, our doors closed, but our team never stopped. Never stopped. Marketing never turned off. We have literally been grinding for over 2 years. And so right now, honestly, the only thing I really care about is how is my team set up for success? Do they have the tools? Do they have the time? Are they taking this moment away to, like, you know, take care of themselves? And so I'm just fully focused on this year getting my team. There's a lot of exciting stuff coming up. We didn't even talk about Web3, NFTs, Metaverse. But just getting them ready. What's going on in the room? So right now my number one priority is getting my team set up for success and making sure they have the tools and the bandwidth and the excitement and the training to do what they want to do.
Well, awesome. Well, Sarah's obviously killing it over at MGM. If you saw the panel earlier, she crushed it. So I think we got about 1 or maybe 2 minutes for questions. It is not working.
Okay. All right.
Hi, Sarah. Also, just want to give a plug for the MGM Rewards program because I'm going on vacation next month with my family. My wife said there were much better deals having MGM Rewards memberships. Anyway, my question is though. My question is, as things have changed, and it's great that people are traveling again and all this pent-up demand, people's consumption habits changed over the last 2 years as well. And what changes did you do in different platforms you might be using? And I'll lead the witness because I'm on a podcast side, like do more in audio or something like that.
You know what? I think we've grown to be more broad across all of the channels. We've always been in audio. We've always spent in audio, and so I think now we're just being much more diverse across audio channels. But again, it's just based on the time and what we're trying to do, right? Like during the pandemic, it was just about delivering kind of content that keeps you engaged and that excites you and you know, delivers that visceral experience that, you know, MGM is known for, which is hard through, you know, content and not live experiences. But right now, I would say nothing's really changed except for like volume and reach in our reapproach to the full funnel. And so if anything, we're just being much more sophisticated about all of our channels because everyone's kind of at a different part of their journey and not everyone has come back yet. Right? Like different segments came back strong and not everyone has yet. So how we, you know, those that maybe aren't comfortable yet to come to Vegas, like how are we still continuing to keep them engaged and, you know, keep that customer love going?
More quick question. Yes, there's a lot of pent-up energy to get back out there and go travel and you go out and travel and so forth. I know you guys mentioned it. Curious to know how you're watching gas prices and what's happening there and how you can forecast that and how you plan on gas that comes up.
Yeah, we're, as you can imagine, we're a 60% drive-in market in Vegas from LA, Arizona, and so we're absolutely keeping an eye on this. I will tell you, we haven't seen implications, I mean, some wood fast please, implications just yet, but we're preparing for it. We're modeling it out and what that means, but it's something, you know, I think if anything, the last 2 years has taught us all to just be incredibly resilient, and the playbook is now built on how to handle crisis at scale. And so we're much more thoughtful about looking forward and building our models and understanding if X happens, this happens, and what is contingency plan A, B, and C. We're not seeing it yet, but we're keeping a close eye on it. In our regional markets too. People come to Vegas 2.5 times a year on average. People go to our visit our regional properties sometimes 40 to 50 times a year. And so we're keeping a close eye on it.
I just plan on winning my money back for the gas. So, simple as that.
Have you been to Vegas?
I win 50% of the time.
All right. Well, thank you so much.